Hi to everyone that's tuning in tonight to my first Facebook Live for Proflax. Thanks all for joining. It's kind of come about from basically lots of questions from people on the phone at shows, just asking questions about Proflax, how it can help your dog, in terms of all the different products that we actually offer. Tonight we're going to be talking about basically different types of allergies and how our Proflax skin and coat can actually help. Lots of biting, scratching, chewing at paws, hot spots that come about basically from different types of allergies. In terms of at the moment where we are with the time of year, it's generally seasonal allergies, so like environmental allergens, which is from like pollens, can also be house dust mites, can be molds, can be lots of different types of factors that actually contribute towards your dog having the biting and scratching and itching. Essentially, it can be helped. Lots and lots of people kind of go to their vets when they have a dog that's very itchy and scratchy, and they're given medication, so either like Apoquel or steroids or whatever it might be. There is a natural solution, which obviously I'll be talking about in a bit, but in terms of the environmental side of it, it can be very, very difficult to actually get under control. Taking your dog out obviously is one of the things that we all have to do. It's very difficult to avoid going to places where there are grasses and things like that, so generally dogs are suffering at the moment. Other allergies tend to be from food sources, so they work in very different ways. So obviously it's about finding out what the contributory factor is with the food, and eliminating that from the diet. They work in two very, very different ways. So with an environmental allergen, it's actually about the dog's immune system reacting to the allergy. So it actually is the immune system overreacting, which is why you get your dog biting and scratching. With a food sensitivity, it's very different. It's not the immune system working overtime, it's more about your dog being sensitive to that particular ingredient. So it's about eliminating whatever ingredient that might be. Again, that can be very difficult. But some of the actual symptoms do tend to overlap, so it can be quite difficult if your dog has started biting and scratching out of nowhere to determine what that might be. I say that the symptoms can overlap. That's mainly because the biting and chewing of the feet can be environmental, it can be food. Generally like behind the ears or under the armpits, in the groin, on the tummy sort of area. That can be either a food allergy or it can be an environmental allergy, so it can be either. So like I say, it can be quite difficult to determine what the problem might be. So it's more about understanding your dog. If it is happening more after walks and there is a sensitivity, then obviously that is more environmental. If your dog has got really like itchy, smelly ears as well, that generally can be from a food allergy. It's more of a yeast growth and build-up. So from that side of it, you can kind of understand better that if it is a smelly ear and chewing of the paws, it probably is a food allergy. So lots of different symptoms that can overlap. So it's just more about trying to find what the issue is. An atopic symptom actually then occurs from an allergy, a seasonal allergy. So that means like dermatitis, really red, itchy rashes, flaky skin. That is more from a seasonal allergy, and that's an atopic symptom that has resulted from that allergy. Hi Kate, nice to meet you. Nice to see you, evening. So there is a solution. Like I say, you can go on an elimination diet with foods. That's the best thing to do, but it still doesn't stop the itching and scratching sometimes, because it can take a very, very long time to determine what the food sensitivity is. So what ingredient it is. So that can be like chicken, beef, any sort of like meats. It can be Oh goodness, it can be lots and lots of things. Corn, starch, some carbs, so like a dry fed diet, that can actually cause a lot of sensitivities in your dog. It can also be about an omega-3 deficiency as well, so that is something to consider. Perhaps trying to feed a really natural diet, perhaps a fresh natural diet, maybe even raw. If you're not over keen on raw, then go for a really, really kind of high-end kibble. So that there are very crossover symptoms, and it's important to try and determine what allergy type your dog has got. With our products, so with Proflax, the skin and coat actually helps because it is an omega-3 base. So if your dog is itching and scratching, it will help anyway, especially if it's not fed a fresh diet. So it gives a lot of the omega-3 to the skin. It helps with mobility, it helps with circulation, digestion, lots of other things. It balances metabolism, hormone function, so it will really help considerably anyway. Then with the skin and coat blend, we've actually got 7 active herbs in there, which are wild nettle, sarsaparilla, skullcap, chamomile, ginkgo, milk thistle, and licorice root. So basically, with all of that combined, the ingredients include a natural antihistamine, and they've got steroidal properties as well. So if your dog is on steroids or Apoquel or any other sort of prescribed medication, that you really want your dog to come off, because obviously long term it's not a solution, then this is a natural alternative that won't actually suppress your dog's immune system like a lot of drugs will do. It will actually help to work with your dog and actually help to stimulate their immune system and boost it, and actually get the body working itself to combat any sort of allergic reaction, and boost the immune system, because that is one thing that steroids and a lot of medication will do. It will actually suppress the immune system of your dog, so that's really not a good thing long term. So those kind of properties will considerably help with the allergy, whether it's a food or whether it's an environmental allergy. It will really help with that. Chamomile is very, very calming, which is one of the ingredients as well. It's very antioxidant, it's antiviral, antibacterial, and a fantastic anti-inflammatory. So any inflammation of the skin, and the skin's obviously a very big organ inside and at the lower dermis, it will actually help to reduce that inflammation considerably. So that is a really, really good ingredient that helps to reduce all of the inflammation down. And then obviously with skullcap, you have got pretty much a herbal ingredient there that will help to calm your dog, because obviously it's a repetitive cycle when they stop biting and scratching. And sometimes even when it's under control a little bit, what can happen is it is just generally a habit. Your dog will get into that habit of biting and gnawing at its feet or scratching its ears and making itself sore. So actually to break that cycle is really important. So the way that all of our kind of like herbs work together, and the calming, the anti-inflammatory, the antihistamine, the steroidal properties, they all kind of work in harmony. So they will really help your dog from the inside out to actually help to really reduce down any sort of cycle, and also the effect of the itching and scratching. So yeah, any questions, then please fire them to me. I'm quite happy to answer any questions that anybody's got. Main questions I get asked is, can Proflax be used alongside prescribed medication? Yes, it can. Basically, lots of people don't really want to straight away take their dog off medication such as steroids, especially if it's a very severe case. Totally understandable. So we kind of say use side by side, use in conjunction together for a short period of time, and then perhaps just wean your dog off the medication that it's on, that your vet has prescribed, and then wean it down, and then keep on with the Proflax. Pretty much after a couple of weeks, you should be able to take them off the medication and continue with the Proflax, and then obviously you can then see what difference it will actually make. Then we kind of suggest really for about another 4 weeks, keep your dog on it on a daily basis, and thereafter obviously see how the irritation is, how the inflammation is, and then it can be used every other day pretty much as a general maintenance to keep the allergy under control. So from that side of it, it's a good general maintenance once everything actually is kind of like under control. Amazing product. If another real problem as well at the moment is fleas. Lots of people, especially if they've got a long-coated dog and they've never really experienced fleas before, and the dog is biting and scratching, then it's quite easy. It's my cat. It's quite easy to miss. So obviously, if your dog isn't really prone to fleas, and then all of a sudden they're starting to bite and scratch, then obviously look out for that. Some dogs can be very allergic to flea saliva. It causes quite a severe reaction. But then you generally will find that they are very erratic in how they are behaving, more than maybe just a general sort of allergy that they will have. So other questions that I actually get asked, is it really safe to be used long term? What we would kind of suggest, as with any product and any food, because again, your dog, if it's on the same food day in, day out, month in, month out, year in, year out, the same as ourselves, they can generally have a sensitivity over a long period of time if they're eating the same food. So as with our product, it is a food-based product. They're all human food grade ingredients. So we kind of say perhaps 3 months and then give a little bit of a break. We've got other products that you can actually move on to help just support the immune system, keep your dog calm. And then obviously if there's a flare-up, you can go back to the skin and coat. But yeah, it's perfectly safe to be used long-term. That's really not a problem. Say hi to some people. So hi, Sean. Hi, Jodie. Julie, I'm not sure whether you're still watching. And hi, Emma. So thanks all for tuning in. Really good of you. This is my first Facebook Live. So a bit nerve-wracking, but I'm hoping to do them every week. And basically, I'm open to questions. So if anybody really wants to learn a little bit more about any of the 4 products that I've got at the moment, then then fire me a message, and we can obviously arrange and schedule a Tuesday where I can talk about that in particular. It'll be every Tuesday at 7 p.m. So if, like I say, you've got any questions at all about this particular product, about Skin and Coat, then please fire me a message. What I'm actually doing as an intro to it being my first Facebook Live is offering free delivery. So if anyone is interested in actually trying out a Skin and Coat, if you've got a very itchy dog that needs calming down for whatever reason, then I'm going to be putting a code on Facebook that you can actually use to get free delivery on your order. So I think that's it for my first one. So hopefully you've all enjoyed. If you've got any questions, and like I say, just please pop me a question afterwards, and I will duly answer it for you. I'll see you all next week. Thank you very much.